much less likely at this point in time, but can be annoying to deal with for a Fiora, for example. I don't think
Senheimer top.
I mean, that has also been the solo queue meta for a while.
Throwheimer top, Showmaker plays the Scion, and then you've got VEIGAR Ashe in the bottom lane.
This reminds me of when we had like Showmaker playing AD carry, and Malrong was on the team, and Canyon was playing mid. It is going to be Ashheimer in the bottom lane and VEIGAR mid, like you were saying.
So far.
5
seconds.
And Fiora, of course, will face off against the Scion. This is the matchup that Dundon wanted to play, and why the Fiora pick was prioritized this highly. So he's going to be playing into the Scion here and can be very strong there. And I think that Dplus have a draft that can work incredibly well, scales extremely well, and the pairing of the CC between VEIGAR and the Ashe is huge. You also have follow-up CC with the grenade.
In the close-up of the Moss Stomper.
Yeah.
Green pet.
Very green.
How many League players do you think know all the names of the pets?
Like, I mean...
Like, if you're not a jungler and you don't buy that item.
You would mean, like, percentage of total League players? And not, like, number. Like, how many percent?
Yeah, like, how... Yeah. I don't...
Maybe like 20%.
Exactly 1,250,000.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like at least 12. Like, yeah, I think probably like I'd say probably most jungle players know who play the game regularly, valued in the Scion outside of team fights later on. And you know, in this mid lane, it's going to be about how well Fiesta can pressure Showmaker here with the range. Because he does have the ability to hit Shock Blast and stuff, especially once he hits level 3. There's even some all-in potential. But Showmaker with his Event Horizon can always keep him at arm's length and farm under turret, because if Fiesta gets turret aggro and gets stunned by the Event Horizon, he will die. And there's a ton of burst damage here. But the Jace should, in theory, be able to have pryos. This is a disaster.
Yeah, this is what's just going to happen. I mean, it's an unavoidable disaster. It's one that you kind of saw coming, and Nongshim knew, and they're like, okay, well, we're still going to play Aphelios Nautilus. Like, we already picked the Nautilus to this Nautilus. But yeah, they took a chance, and it didn't quite pay off, but at least it's going to take some pressure away.
Yeah. We haven't really seen that much AD carry Ashe this season. It's okay, Canyon's here.
Yeah, now he doesn't have flash. Peter is just dead. First blood goes to Canyon, and that is his 1,000th kill.
There you go. +1.
There you go.
Fourth player to do this now. All he needs is 10 more.
No, Vital. Well, he's going to flash too, as the follow-up does come in. And, ooh, Deft actually, yeah, he's going to flash forward, collect that kill, as now both of them are gone in the bottom lane.
Well, that's that. You know, sometimes you step forward, you lose your flash. There's a follow-up gank. You don't have any vision in the brush there. And the second time you get caught, you're not able to get away from that grenade.
Yeah, it does line up. As Nongshim are trying to do this, you do have priority for mid with the Jace, so that is something you got. You also have this Elise, so perhaps you could try to go for this, but you don't have much from bottom lane, so not necessarily going to be easy for them as they're trying to line this up on a Kellen, but they use the hook and the cocoon into a Heimerdinger who has full health. So now you just put down your E as Showmaker. The Event Horizon throws the ult into Fiesta. That's tons of damage coming in. And the W, and Kellen comes in and steals it.
Flash for the missiles. Goodbye.
You didn't even have to do that. Showmaker was going to get the kill. Either way. Yeah, well, that's a huge disaster now for Nongshim Wolf.
Well, it certainly is. So several additional kills going over. The 1,000 gold lead has turned into a 1,500 gold lead, and they're going to get this Drake. Now, it's solo Chemtech Drake, as we were talking about before that Canyon first-person view. So individually not that important here, very annoyingly.
Yeah. VEIGAR has always been decently strong in some certain situations, but with the recent buffs, you get him back for one of the best CCs in the game, right? And that's kind of what the name of the game is nowadays. I may have cursed him as here comes Peter. Tons of damage on a Fiesta, though, as the ult is thrown in, and everybody's like, well, we can't get near this guy. That's flashed in, and he nearly dies. Fiesta with a good follow-up flash to get away. But Showmaker's not taking any of their crap.
No, he's not, and he did not even need to stopwatch there, as he just gets away casually. He does flash, of course, afterwards, but trades it, and, I mean, that was your one angle. Peter looks for the hook.
Just getting out-traded, like the Fiora just fell behind, so now she's going to need at least an item. I mean, he doesn't even have Sunder yet, so
yeah,
just sitting there losing.
He doesn't have TP either, so he's really struggling to actually bake anything of this, clears the wave, and then barely gets out. Kana tries to interrupt his back there and will be able to rush back to lane.
No flash here for Fiesta, as Canyon considering it, and he does have it. He's just waiting. Not even going to use his own flash as the bouncing grenade sets it up and Canyon knocks it down.
And that was really well played from Kellen. He knows that he could try to look for the grenade into the kick engage there, and if he misses, he has ult to just grenade again, and that's the whole turret. Dundun backs for just a second. That's all it takes. Without TP, that turret is gone. Came back as soon as he could, so while Jace died, actually. So.
And he's just waiting. He's like, okay, well, one of these is going to hit.
Yeah.
So I'll just go and one of them hits. As here's the arrow. It's going to hit Sylvie, as maybe he didn't quite have the repel. Either way, he is dead. He was put in the cage, and now he's gone. We squashed the spider.
We did. It's very sad. It's his first death of the game. I thought he had a really nice attempt at that early pathing, too. Like,
yeah.
Yes.
They should have just picked the spider up on the paper and threw it out the window. You don't have to squash the spider. It's very helpful.
Yeah, that's what keeps the mosquitoes down, man.
Yeah.
Not a big mosquito fan myself. Are you? No, of course not.
No, I'm not. You just got to get a pet tarantula, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, all the mosquitoes.
This is second Herald. And, you know, I was going to say on the VEIGAR build before that they just keep killing people. I'm trying to make some, like, slightly, like, interesting color points. Only slightly interesting. I'm like, yeah, so he's going to build that. He's going to go Dead Man's Plate probably third because he doesn't need to build Zonia. Tough opponents in the end. So you don't want them to know what you're planning because especially that matchup against Genji, you're directly competing with them for second place. So just play VEIGAR mid and win cleanly.
Yeah. There are 4 people in the top lane for Nongshim.
And one Kana.
I guess they're just trying to take down the turret? I'm not really sure. Dundun is really low, so yeah, not really going to find an angle here against Kana, who basically has full health. And they see everything because Def is playing Ashe.
It's just really hard for Fiesta to farm our side lane. So the middle goes poorly for Dplus. They take some bad team fights. Or the Fiora starts to get online. She's going to get some bounty gold right now on that turret bottom side. Maybe Felios will get 2 items or the mythical third. And yeah, they're going to do Baron, and there's nothing Nongshim can do about this, but they can at least get some bounty gold. Fiora gets 1 turret bottom side, does have TP. Maybe you should just push for 2 bounty turrets, honestly, and hope you could delay this.
Eclipse for the Jays for Fiesta actually did quite a number to Cannon and Kellen, trying to get in here as Sylvie gets in, and it's just taken down by VEIGAR. You're not going to be able to out-DPS Showmaker at this point. Doesn't matter what smite you've got, as yeah, the other 2 guys that were here for the steal are going to be cleaned up, and the Baron is taken.
So, like I said, they just keep Dundun to get 2 bounty turrets. Okay, so that's a lot of money going over to him and the rest of his squad because of the bounty effect. But he's still going to be able to get away here, gets away with it. They kind of delayed the Baron. If they could defend for just a little bit longer, this Fiora will be kind of relevant. This is the Dundun angle, right? This is the Challengers Finals Dundun angle where you just accidentally win the game in a side
Showmaker.
Yeah.
They just time it with the Q. You're not going to get through that.
It was a nice try from Sylvie, and they still almost trade a kill back here on the Canyon. Good target selection here. Peter's coming over. You're like, oh, I just so desperately want to kill that Lee Sin at least. But you're not able to do so. But it's still a very good idea here because if you get the steal on that Baron and you get those 2 turrets bottom side with the Fiora, like, all right.
You're cooking.
You're cooking a little bit. But right now we're still trying to heat up the coals a little bit.
Yeah. They could have been cooking over like a small campfire instead of like cooking with gas, you know? But it still would have been cooking, like it still would have counted. As that is an arrow thrown into Vital. Just going to collect a cleanse.
Get the new propane tank for game 2, I think, Valdez right now.
Might as well, you know. It's very useful.
Fiesta is going to be able to stave off the pressure here in mid, but will he survive the collapse is the question, because Dundun's getting another turret topside here, so more money. I mean, can they survive? Can they defend their base is the real question.
Kana, he prepared the the Monka Yumi emote. Remember, he was looking at his emote wheel before the game ended as down he goes. Goodbye, Aphelios. Can't flash that. As, oh no, Peter's going to get hit by the E as well. Goodbye to the Nautilus. As this should be the end of the game, guys. Don't know what to tell you. They've got Baron buff. They've got enough minions. And there are just not enough Nongshim players to stop this onslaught.
Dundun trying his best.
Yeah, he's trying to get in there. Riposte not quite able to stun anyone up as DK just collecting some more KDA before the game goes down, as they will not end it just yet. Another arrow comes in. Fiesta tries to flash out of the cage, and at least Sylvie survived, but the Nexus did not. DK take game number 1.
Really great performance from Canyon once again on the Lee Sin. And the guy was everywhere on the map. They left open the Ashe. They didn't trade the Annie there, and then they went into